Good morning to all our viewers who are joining us this Easter morning. As you see, I am coming to you from my home. These days it seems to me that gathering in this virtual community in solidarity with one another is more important than holding up the space we normally gather in. So welcome to my home today. This week we would usually be remembering the last days of Jesus, all the while carrying on our normal everyday activities. We would be sharing a meal and remembering how he shared his last. We would be retelling how he was betrayed on Good Friday and then crucified. This year, however, many of us have gone through this Holy Week with shock and a sense of impending doom, as though we were experiencing our own type of Good Friday. Not in terms of crucifixion, but in terms of the death of a carefree way of life that we are not sure will ever return. We sit now in this limbo time, sitting out the Easter Vigil, waiting to see how life will be for us when our Easter finally arrives. So let us listen to this ancient story of what happened to Mary and Mary Magdalene when they went to the tomb of Jesus that first Easter Sunday. Reading from the Gospel of Mathew, chapter 28. After the Sabbath, as the first light of the new week dawned, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to keep vigil at the tomb. Suddenly the earth reeled and rocked under their feet as God's angel came down from heaven, came right up to where they were standing. He rolled back the stone and he sat on it. Shafts of lightning blazed from him. His garments shimmered snow white. The guards at the tomb were scared to death. They were so frightened they couldn't move. The angel spoke to the women. "There is nothing to fear here. I know you are looking for Jesus, the one who they nailed to the cross. He is not here. He was raised, just as he said. Come, see the place where he lay. Now, get on your way quickly and tell his disciples, he is risen from the dead. He is going ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there." That's the message. The angel said, "Come, look for yourself. He's not here." Perhaps strangely, this angel's words reminded me of a very sad time in my life. Quite a while ago now, my son died, and at the time I felt myself descending into the depths of heartache. And curiously, I had trouble deciding what to do with my eyes. I could feel my son's presence with me, and I would look for him with my eyes, even though my brain knew better. My inner voice kept saying, "Well, look for yourself. He's not here." So I wondered, did Mary and Mary keep looking as well? Did they also have trouble deciding where to put their eyes? They say seeing is believing. But how do you convince someone of a truth you cannot see? Currently, this is the challenge of our world leaders when trying to change the hygiene habits of all of humanity. This was also the challenge of the two Marys in today's story. And I would say it is the challenge of every person who acknowledges or better still, has actually experienced the spiritual dimension to life. The story of the life of Jesus, the man, is a story of someone who was able to reveal to others our true nature as both physical and spiritual beings. Much more sacred than the religious practices we carry out or the beliefs we hold. Jesus showed us that we are innately beautiful, sacred creatures, planted on earth in this shell that we call our bodies, but we are so much more than that. Especially in times of crisis, our spirits rise up and carry us beyond the physical limitations of our bodies. The truth that Jesus was able to reveal seemed to many to open a window into the heart of all of life and reveal the sacred core that some would call our source, our creator, or Holy One. So what has this ancient tale to do with what we are experiencing today, you may ask? As each of us sits in our homes, not really feeling much like saying Happy Easter, we are mostly waiting for the green light so we can get back to life as normal. But there are many who are telling us we will need to be finding a new normal. Life has changed in a fundamental way. From time to time, as I look out at the deserted streets, I feel I'm a character in a Hollywood movie about an apocalypse that has just arrived. In a recent interview, activist and author Parker Palmer reminds us that the original meaning of apocalypse is revelation, the act of uncovering a previously hidden truth. In Palmer's opinion, what this apocalypse is revealing is that we have built our house on sand. The economy is based on the impoverishing of the many for the benefit of the few. The democratic process has been undermined by special interest groups, each tugging on their corner, trying to get as much of the blanket as they can. And for some time, our lack of attention for the delicate balance required with nature and all other creatures on this planet has been causing the degradation of our natural habitat. But we still weren't getting it. And now COVID-19 arrives at our doorstep. Will we finally understand? Part of the United Church's Creed states that we are called to live with respect in creation. What does that mean? We are interdependent beings, part of a glorious tapestry that needs every other part to thrive in order for our species to survive. Jesus called it loving one another as much as we love ourselves. When I decide I deserve more out of life because I have more money or power or brains than others, I am undermining the fabric of society that is only healthy when the poor, the weak, and the downtrodden are respected and lifted up. Now that so much of the noise in our lives has calmed down, take a look at how you have been feeling when you call a neighbor to see how they're doing, or go shopping for another, or spend time getting physically fit. For our own selfish well-being, it feels good to help others, and it feels good to take care of our bodies. On this first Easter Sunday, at the dawn of a new era, may you take pleasure in life's simple things. May you nurture the relationships that feed your soul and bring you hope. And may you allow your spirit to rise to your true calling of living in respect for all of creation. Amen. Thank you for listening this morning. Below this video, you will find related clips, a link to a live Easter concert to be given by Andrea Bocelli on this Sunday afternoon, a singing tribute by and for healthcare workers, as well as a poem/prayer of thanksgiving. May this day be a blessed one for all of you. See you next week.